Yo, what up? What's good? Welcome back to the Legacy Lounge. Run it back. So the reason I say run it back, as y'all can see, I got big bro Elder Jett in the building on the Legacy Lounge today. And Elder Jett was our second episode. And we had technical difficulties. And we ended up losing the episode. So when I say run it back, we running it back. Bro, you gave me some good insight on that. When actually, I shouldn't say insight. No, I guess it is insight. Me and Speed was distraught. You know, we was distraught. Talking for like 2 hours is the second episode. Then we end up losing yours. And I ran into you. It was the Varsity Show. No. It wasn't the Varsity Show. It was that goddamn spring concert. It was like, bro, how many more of these you got?
Woo! I was like, well, talk about support.
Yeah, bro. And my kids know how I feel about it.
Yeah, I bet they do.
I'd be like, y'all got that damn spring concert next week, huh? But you told me, he's like, man, you know, it happens. And you shared, I guess, a similar situation that you and Dawood went through.
Oh, man, yeah. So me and Dawood was doing the Uncle Wu show. So at this time, Paradise Gray from X-Clan was living in Pittsburgh. Somehow Dawood knew him. We went up there and interviewed him. It was the dopest interview. I mean, one of the dopest interviews I ever even seen. He gave us the full rundown of hip hop from the beginning to that, up to that point, and he was there. You know, he was giving firsthand account of Africa Bombada, Zulu Nation, all this Cool Herc, from the park to the Roxy to like, it was crazy. It's like it vanished off of the face of the earth. It was crushing, and the good part about what we had going on is we right here. I don't even know if Paradise is still alive. And if he is, I don't know where he at now. Like, so that was a moment in time that was like super, super dope. It's all I got is a picture. Yeah.
You had no chance of running it back.
Nah, it's over with.
Like I said, we was new. We was fresh. So in moments, you know, Speed a perfectionist. So I'm like, K Sarah, man, we'll be good. I mean, yeah. I was disappointed, but you know, Speed was upset. But I'm kind of glad because I haven't watched it, but you know, I was fresh. I didn't really know what I was doing, and there was so much meat I feel like we left on the bone. Yeah. I think you feel the same way.
That's gonna happen.
Yeah.
That's gonna happen.
No, for sure. Yeah. I'm gonna feel the same way after this.
Yeah, you can never get it all. It's always gonna be something you're gonna go back, especially when you watch it. Oh man, this could have went right to that.
Especially talking to you, because I like talking to you. I like hearing the stories.
Same, man.
Yeah. So this is I look forward to this. This is easy. I enjoy talking to you. I enjoy talking to everybody, man. But I really, really enjoy talking to Elder Jett.
I appreciate it, man.
You know, people always say, I know you heard it too, I could be sort of a guy with some quick comebacks. Bigsby always like, God dang, bro, you and Michael Jett got the slickest tongues.
Shout out Big. But yeah, you ain't no slouch though. Like I see you come back like that tongue is sharp.
You're the best wordsmith I know. And that's not hyperbole. Like, as far as with words, boom, quick, or to put context on any situation, like I feel like only you can. But I was talking to you today. It took you about a minute.
Dude, I was lost. Sometimes you run into a situation and it's like, yeah, I can't rationalize this. So I don't know how to speak to it.
Bro, it was scary. I'm walking the dog. I just stopped. I'm in the middle of the hill. I'm like, come on, bro, give me the words. I know you got them. You like, man, it's kind of like, like, is that bad? Huh?
I'm glad we got through it because it was a strange situation and it was weird.
I'm not even sure if we fully did, but yeah, I've always been, you know, as far as with the words, they always throw your name out there, and I see why.
Yeah. I appreciate it.
Yeah, I enjoy it.
I take the bitter with the sweet.
For sure.
Yeah.
So I want to start off by giving flowers. Normally we give flowers at the end, but, you know, I can't guarantee that everybody watching the entire episode. So I want to make sure that I get this, you know, out the way now. A couple or a few situations that I was in personally that you was there for me. I know one was intentional because you reached out, but the other two, I think it was just by chance. So the one I say was intentional is when my Uncle Dan passed away. You know what my Uncle Dan meant to me. The text was subtle. It said, let me know when you're ready to talk. Like, I'm sorry, bro. Let me know when you're ready to talk. And that was different from all the other people that reached out. You know what I mean? Not saying it was more or less genuine than anybody else, but it was just different. And it stood out to me. But the other two was both in 2021, weeks apart.
Okay.
So first of which, it was July 2021. This when Pooh Byram died.
Yeah.
And you did the service at his funeral, correct?
Yeah.
Down at Vincent's. Yeah.
Yep.
Pooh is my daughter's uncle, is China's uncle. And I had no intentions. Let me back it up. I lost my job at the beginning of July 2021. I lost my job. I didn't have nothing lined up. We went to Virginia Beach. That's when we found out Pooh died when we was in Virginia Beach. China was with us. So that was tough. So then we came back. I had no intentions on going to the funeral. And I was going somewhere else, maybe to get a haircut or something. I seen the cars. I stopped by, like, I should be there for China. As I'm approaching, I hear you preaching. I didn't know you was preaching. I hear you from the outside. And, when you walk in, there's the one, little room, and then you can go into the actual funeral home. Right. So I stood there. I didn't feel like I was dressed apart, and I didn't want to, disturb us towards the end. But I can hear you, and I can't tell you exactly what you were saying, but whatever you were saying, it touched me. Like, I was in a bad space mentally. Yeah. Nobody knew, but I was in a bad space mentally. And when you were done, you wrapped it up, and I was already feeling a certain kind of way. And when China came out, I was outside waiting for her. And when she came out, she didn't know I was coming. She didn't know I was there, so she came to hug me. And
I remember that moment. I remember that.
Yeah, and I put my arms out, and I bust out crying.
I remember that. And hey, hi, Daddy.
That's exactly what she said.
I remember. Yeah. I remember, and it was like, whew, it was a lot. It was a moment. I'll never forget it. You know what I mean? Because it was. You could tell it was exactly what she needed, exactly when she needed it, and y'all both leaned into it. It was dope.
Yeah. That's crazy. I didn't even know that I thought you were still in there. I didn't even know you seen it.
Yeah, I remember that.
That's exactly. It was Hi Daddy, and she ran into my arms. But as much as she needed it, I needed it.
Yeah.
And
that part I didn't know, and it makes sense. But that part I didn't know.
My baby was emotional. And then she got more emotional when she seen me, I was there for her. Yeah. I was already emotional after hearing you talk. And then, the love of my life, my first love, I see her, and it was a moment, like you said, you noticed it, which is crazy. And it was a moment I'll never forget, but your words, it was just right. It was right on time, bro.
That's how God is, man. That's He led you there.
I wasn't even going.
He led you there, and you allowed him to lead you there. And he led me to say whatever I was saying that day, and I allowed him to do that. There's a scripture that says, all things work together for the good of those of them who love the Lord and are called according to his purpose. Basically saying everything is going to work out for your good if you just allow it to happen. If God means for it to happen and you allow it to happen, it's going to happen, and it's going to be for your good, because he seeks to do you no harm. You needed something that day. God made sure you got it. It helped me because, like I said, it was a moment when I seen you and your daughter's interaction. I was like, yeah, like that, like that's dope. And so, that's just the way it works. You know what I mean? Because it wasn't me.
Right.
Just like it wasn't you. It just happened the way it happened.
Bro, I think I had, like, I don't know why I remember this, but it got to be true. I had like a stain on my shirt or something. like I said, I wasn't going. I was coming from or going somewhere. I wasn't even going down there. It's like the car took me there.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, dang, that's bro. And my feet took me in there. And yeah, and then the emotions and this everything was like you said, it was where I was supposed to be.
That's how it happened.
And it was supposed to come from you. The second time was the festival. It was right after the festival. I came to church the day after the festival.
Yeah,
So the festival 2021, if you wasn't there, it's hard to explain. So we just coming outside after COVID.
Yeah.
Like, you know, we're a year and a half in the crib.
Right.
And furthermore, the festival had been dormant. And we had tried to revive it in 2020 and you know, COVID shut it down. Right.
Yeah.
So it was a movie. It was a movement.
Yeah.
It was like one of the craziest things I've like ever been a part of.
Yeah, it was beyond any expectation you could ever have. The basketball court looked like above the rim. Like it was like Rucker Park. It was
exactly what it looked like.
Yeah, it was crazy. Like everything, the weather didn't cooperate with us. The stage crew didn't cooperate with us, but it still wound up epic.
It was a vibe. It was crazy.
Yeah, it was Steubenville again. It was the Ville again.
It was the Ville. That's exactly what it was. Keith took a picture of the basketball court, the picture, where you say it looked like Rucker Park, because I'm caught up.
Yeah,
I wasn't coaching or nothing. I'm just caught up in the whole.
You know me, I'm on the mic.
Yeah, you was on the mic, right? Yeah. And when I seen the picture, it was later that night, and the picture went like viral.
Yeah.
It was like, wow, like we did that, and the love that I felt and the love that I received when, you know, just people saying thank you. And it wasn't just me, it was the whole committee, but I'm just talking about the interactions I had personally. It was so many people that I love and admire and respect that was just giving me love. I'm like, man, like only God can do this.
Yeah, and it was no drama.
Nothing.
No drama.
Let me tell you something real quick. When I had mentioned, I'm not going to say anybody's name, but I had mentioned that we were doing this, the festival. This was that year. I had mentioned it to somebody. He looked at me and said, "And you trying to get somebody shot, huh?" And I'm like, of course it hurt.
Right.
It hurt. It's the last thing I'm trying to do. And like, dang, like, bro, it ain't that bad. Like, you know, there's just way more good than bad here.
Yeah.
You know, it's just crazy that's where your mind went, you know, when I pitched the idea, and it was for a benefit of theirs. But like you said, bro, it was no drama.
Energy is real, man. Like, and the energy that you put out, the mindset that you just shared that you had, like there's more good than bad. That's the energy that you put out. So that's the energy that came back.
Bro, they was in the bathroom shooting dice. Like there was a dice game in the bathroom.
It was every day. Listen, there was a lot going on.
There was a lot going on.
But it was all in harmony with each other.
All love.
Yeah.
Like we outside Steubenville, North End Ball Field, 2021 old school, new school game, and there gotta be 30 blunts in the air. There has to be.
Yeah.
And I'm maybe more.
Yeah.
There gotta be 30 blunts in the air at one time outside at downtown Steubenville, and we ain't had no problems.
No problems.
Yeah, I'm not recommending it again. But
it worked. It worked in that moment.
In the moment. But to go back to what I was saying is I felt the need to thank God in person. I felt, because I was so overwhelmed, that I felt the need to thank God. And Ashley and I went. And again, I don't remember, you know, you preached and the bishop preached as well. And, you know, the music was on point. But as far as spiritual moments, the moment I had with China, and let me say this, I still didn't have no job. And that's, the irony is that's one of the best moments of my life, that festival. And I was stressed, bro.
Yeah.
Stressed.
I can imagine.
Like after the next day, I'm going home and
yeah, because you got it like you on a high, but you still got to deal with this reality.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And you wore it well, because I ain't know. You kind of gave clues when it was all over.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? But I didn't know.
Yeah, and no, like my wife would have thought I was fine.
Yeah.
Because I have to be. In that moment, I had to be what I was. But when I went to church, not only it was to give thanks, but I left with, it's gonna be all right.
Yeah.
Like, and from that moment, bro, I had no stress and no worries. And right now it's all right. But I didn't feel like that until I left church the day after the festival.
All things work together for the good of those of them who love the Lord and are called according to his purpose. The things that you're doing in the community, whether you want to or not, it's ministry. You know what I mean? It's a ministry, because you're offering peace, you're offering love to people in the community, and sometimes people you don't even know. And there's healing power in that. So it's ministry. So things going to work out for you when you start freely giving of yourself, even when you, like, I don't have a job, but I'm still doing this. I don't know how I'm going to get a job, but I'm committed to this. And, like, I'm doing this. I'm not getting paid for this either. I'm doing this just for the community that I love. I love this community, and I want to see this thing jump off right. You gave of yourself selflessly. That's sowing a seed. That's coming back to you, and it's going to come back greater than you put it out, and that's what happened.
It did.
Yeah.
It 100% did. And I tell my wife that all the time. I could be. I don't know if this. You could tell me if this fits, but I would do something like, I don't know, buy everybody a pair of shoes or something like that. Not for anything in return. Right. I would do something. It would be large purchases, and then I'd turn around and hit the parlay. And I always tell her, like, every time I do something like this, it always come back. It always come back.
Yeah.
I didn't know if we can equate gambling in that.
Yes, the Lord works in mysterious ways.
See? I see you got the whoop, right? That's freestyle. Right? So yeah, it does work like, what's it? What is it?
Reciprocity. Law of reciprocity. Bishop Moore is a big teacher of that. Shout out to Bishop Moore too, because anything that nice that anybody might have to say about me as far as ministry is concerned, I owe first of all to God, but also to him for teaching me how to be sensitive to the voice of God, and how to be sensitive and be still in the moments when God is moving. I learned that from him, and paid attention to his teaching. So I want to give him a shout out, because ain't nothing special about me, God doing it all. And he taught me that. He's a bishop that pastors, and he's given me a lot of tools and a lot of wisdom. He's younger than me, but he has a lot of wisdom. He's been preaching for a long time, 30 years. He's been preaching, and I take a lot of lessons from him, from just small things of the way things should be done. If you're on a program to pray, sit down. If somebody asks you to read a scripture, that's not your time to offer testimony. That's not your time to sing a solo. Read the scripture, sit down. If you're on the program to sing. Don't try to preach. If the Spirit is moving, be still, be quiet. You know what I mean? That's not your moment. That's God's moment. And so many things as far as protocol, procedure, and just giving, just ministry, just all of it. He's poured into me, and also let me know the higher you go. When I'm an ordained elder. Before that, I was just a churchgoer and a choir singer. Then I became a licensed minister. After that, I was an ordained elder. But it's not about me, and he taught me that the higher you go, the more you serve, not the other way around. You know what I mean? A lot of people consider that when you get elevations, that it puts you above something, but ministry don't work that way. Ministry, the higher you go, the more you serve. He's a bishop. He serves all the time. You'll always find him painting, doing carpentry, giving, and he leads by example. So attitude reflects leadership.
Mm-hmm.
So it makes the people under him serve in that manner too. So I just wanted to give him a shout out, because I never want to talk about ministry and not acknowledge my foundation.
Yeah, that's dope. And a lot of things you said was profound. The thing that stuck out to the most to me was the respect and and how you speak of him. He's younger than you.
Yeah.
And it's like, so I got a thing. Everybody has a thing. I don't like calling people like big bro. I haven't encountered a lot of people I feel that's worthy. If I talk about you, I always say like, elder, like a big brother to me. I would say you and Ken probably would be the only two people that, matter of fact, not probably. And, I have friends that are older than me, but they're not big bro.
Yeah.
They just older than me. But as far as big bro, I would say you and Ken.
See, man, I don't know what you're doing, man. Like you making this kind of like, I came here to laugh.
No, yeah, no.
Bro, and it's like,
no, we gonna laugh.
Yeah, but it's like you got like, I hold you at high esteem. And I don't take it lightly when you say stuff like that, because you don't just throw that out there like throwing stuff to the wall, see what sticks. So I take that, like I'm blown away by that. I accept it, I appreciate it, but it's hard to swallow.
Yeah, yeah, but we giving flowers.
Yeah.
And that's why I wanted to do it at the beginning, because I want to joke.
Yeah, man, let's hurry up and get to the jokes.
I want to joke.
You gonna have me on? They gonna make a meme out of me.
Yeah, yeah. But I do want to say that, bro. That I'm proud of you and everything you do. You've been through some situations that a lot of, I've seen people not make it through mentally, bro.
I wouldn't wish it on nobody, man. And I wouldn't wish that on nobody. And it's by the grace of God and by the power of God and by me allowing God to take control of it that I ain't gonna say I made it through. I'm continuing day by day to make it through. But I owe that to God. Yeah, and my family, like, because the things that was meant to tear us apart kind of brought us closer together.
I love your relationship with your kids. Love. That's like my favorite. Bro, your interaction with your kids, especially Ray.
Yeah.
That goddamn Ray.
They crazy, bro. The kids are crazy. But they got it on us.
But y'all funny. You, Ray, and Ja, like, for sure. Not all of them, Tashara. I never seen you with the younger ones, with Jasmine or Justice or Lil Michael.
Yeah.
But, bro, y'all funny. Like, it's entertainment.
It is. It gets rough sometimes. I see a lot of me in them. That's not always good. But we definitely got a kindred spirit and Ja, he, you know what I mean, really, Ja the smartest for real out of, you know what I mean, me included. I'm just waiting for him to just unpack his whole bag.
It looked like he's transitioning.
He is, man. I just, you know what I mean, but you always leery when, you know what I mean, because you wanted to go, you know what I mean, you want something to go well so bad that you don't know when to touch it, when to leave it alone.
Right.
You know what I mean? And you're just so scared that something's gonna mess it up because you know what the potential that he has. And they're all smart, like, you know what I mean, from Tashar down to Ja and everybody in between. But Jaw's a little different on the IQ on the IQ level. So I'm glad he funny too.
Yeah, the total. Well, he's a very good combination of you and Janice.
Yeah. But sometimes that's scary too.
No, I can see why it would be. And I ain't no offense.
Yeah,
Janice, no.
Oh, yeah.
We had her on here.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love the relationship that y'all have,
it,
and I can see the like I can see what you mean to them.
Yeah.
Like from the outside in, you can see like they don't play about their daddy.
Yeah, man, sometimes it seems like it, and I get real defensive with them because there's a lot of sacrifices because of how the family was created. There's a lot of strife and sacrifices that had to be made for them to have the kind of relationship they got with each other.
I can imagine.
And sometimes I feel like y'all don't know what I've been through, but sometimes they'll let me know, like, come on, man, ain't nobody trying to slight you, pops. Like,
chill out.
We not like,
right.
So it's all gravy. Yeah, but them raise a daddy's girl. Tashar's the oldest, so she always felt like she needed to be super tough, super mean, but she funny too. She funny.
Oh no, she funny as hell. Yeah.
I'm trying to put a curve on their type of humor.
Good luck.
Like I don't want nobody to do nothing to my kids, man. We've been through so much as it is. I just want us to be able to have a good time. So I'm like, let's not, like, what I mean, there's a way to be funny without, and they like, yeah, I don't want to hear that.
You try to temper their funny.
Yeah.
No, I understand, but they funny as hell.
They funny, man.
Yeah.
Jasmine is starting to tap into it, but she's more like, she's laid back, more out of the way. She's starting to tap into it. Justice just silly. Justice silly. He's more into laughing than he is cracking the jokes. Yeah. Little Michael the same way. Just more into laughing. But like Char, Ray, Bean, Jaw, straight crazy comedy show, Comedy Central, and and when we all get together, it's a movie.
Yeah, I can only imagine.
Man, it's crazy.
I seen y'all took a family vacation.
Yeah, much needed, way overdue, and hindsight being 2020, I thank God that we got to do that. You know what I mean? While, because right, like Bean's gone, Michael's away for a while, so we'll never be able to capture that moment again. And she wasn't going to go. We had to convince her to go because she was in between cribs at the time. She was staying with me. So she wasn't going to go, and I had to convince her, you know what I mean, to even go. She like, we homeless, Daddy. I can't. I'm like, yeah, we worry about that when we get back. Like, she came, and we had a time, and I thank God for that.
God.
Yeah.
Straight up.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's when I...
See, we back. See?
Yeah, see? But nah, yeah, it's big bro, and I appreciate I admire the relationship you have with your kids, man. And because my house is they on go as far as the jokes.
Yeah.
Not Ashley. She be like, they be calling her Pressica. They think that she always pressed. Because like here come Pressica. That's Mira. But
wow, everybody, his face was negative Nancy.
Yeah, just because Ash don't play around like that. Like, she'll laugh, but she don't want the joke to be on her. You know what I mean?
Yeah, she can't take it.
No, yeah, the girls is they like it makes me happy.
They
like
daddy's daughters.
Yeah, me included. Like,
yeah,
like
you can get it too.
What? Yeah.
That's how my kids would come up and like, oh, like we love you, Pops, but you can get some of this smoke if you know.
Yeah.
But I'm like, just be easy because like I carry a big gun.
That's why I say I welcome. I play hard.
Yeah, and like I don't do all the foul language stuff, and all that anymore. But Daddy can go. Daddy can go a while.
That's how it is in the crib. You got to be like group chats, all of that. Like don't let them find an old picture or something like that. It's on.
Man, they went so hard on me. I was into these watches at one a couple years ago, and I was like throwing like I like this one, I like this one, I like this one. So I put one up. It had like Laker colors, right? And it was hot to me. They went in. Arabia said, "Dad, that's giving Planet Fitness."
Like I said, she's funny,
dude. And you know it's a wrap when like after everybody go through the motions, and then Justice chime in, and he you know what I mean, he like, yeah, Pops, I can't ride with you on this one. That's trash.
It's still hot to you,
huh?
You said it's still hot
over.
to you.
Nah, I came out of there. I don't ever want to see that once again.
What it was given?
She said Planet Fitness, and I'm telling you right now, it looked like you could put it right on the Planet Fitness equipment and it would like power something.
Like you just like that.
Oh, we got a membership. Let it.
like how the Heights used to have a key. Like when you put the key to the door.
Yeah, you put that watch out there like, oh, he's diamond. Come on, like show him the back. Like
you get the fast treadmill.
You got the watch.
What's the secret word? Watch.
Everybody straighten up.
Yeah, I wanna go into YouTube clips of Tubbo. As far as Big Red, that's the best highlight tape I've ever seen.
Yeah.
You know, y'all the same age. Well, he was a year older than you, so you've seen it in person.
Oh yeah. Tubbo was he's the GOAT. He's the GOAT. Now I seen Vinny got a nice highlight tape too. I always put him in the conversation. He's in the conversation with Tubbo. Tyrone Roseberry's in that conversation. He might have had the best game. Him or Dwight Macon might have had the best game running the ball that I've ever seen from anybody. But Tubbo's just he's different. He was just different. Just speed, strength, agility, vision, and he was mean, man. Like for Tubbo was mean.
Yeah.
Tubbo was mean. Like,
you know how I know he was special? Because if you play for Big Red, you hit the hole. That's what you do.
Yeah.
You don't hit the hole, you hit the sidelines. Like now, once you hit the hole, you can do what you want after you hit the hole, but you go where the play is designed. Yeah. I'm looking at these highlights. He was doing what he wanted to do.
Everybody knew, like, he didn't, like, nothing that Tubbo was doing in high school happened just all of a sudden. You know what I mean? He came like that. Like, as soon as he came to Big Red, he was ready to play. Like, he started as a sophomore. You know what I mean? Like, he was ready to play as a freshman. They just, for some reason at that time, they wasn't doing that.
Right.
Like, Chucky didn't. He was ready to play as a freshman. He started as a sophomore. But they wasn't doing that time. But Tubbo came from Harding with all that razzle. Like, Tubbo was 6 carries for 6 touchdowns at Harding. Like, 800 yards by the time it's all said and done, by the time he got done running back and forth. So he came, they knew, like, they let him go because they like, man, this works. Like, just give him the ball, design the play, give him the ball, let him do his thing, because what he's doing works. It always works.
Number 1 all time running back?
To me?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, I don't know anything about Puck Bergwin.
Yeah, from what you've seen.
But from 1980 to now, yeah, Tubbo's a GOAT.
Okay, so you know I'm about to go with this.
Okay.
You coached the Tigers.
Right.
You've been in Steubenville your whole life. You're a sports guy.
Yeah.
Tubbo included. Now, we're not talking about finished career.
Right.
Best football player you've ever seen.
Football player?
Yes.
De Leon. De Leon for the Tigers, for Harding, freshman, even a little bit into his sophomore year. He's hands down, talent-wise, the best I ever seen.
Hands down.
It's not close. It's not. If De Leon finishes his trajectory, I like he's probably still playing. When De Leon was in 7th grade with my son Michael. When they were in 7th grade, Perryon West was in 8th grade. Perryon was a phenomenal athlete, strong, fast, tough. De Leon was so much faster than Perryon as a 7th grader, and Perryon's in 8th grade. So strong, just so, like, I don't think there was anything that kid couldn't do. Like, it was like almost unfair to like keep giving him the ball. You give him the ball 4 or 5 times in the game, and then you gotta, you know what I mean? He would say, put me on the line. Let somebody else score. I'll block.
That's what he would say?
Yeah. Let Dante run. You know what I mean? Like, he was. Whew. I mean, it's hard to even explain. Like, if you ever seen Tubbo, Vinny, Quincy Wilson, Boogie Johnson, dudes like that, like he's from that school, but stronger, faster.
I was talking to Crabtree, and I was telling him, I always go to you for my De Leon stories, and I was telling him, I'm like, bro, they say he was the best that ever do it. He like, man, for real? I'm like, bro, I gotta have you talk to Jett about De Leon. Yeah, so now you get to see it on the podcast.
Yeah, man. I stand on that. like I like De Leon brand. It's hard to make somebody who didn't see it really understand what I'm saying.
I don't know how the hell I missed it, bro.
I don't
miss stuff like that. Like, I'm for that.
It was a show. It was a show, and it went on for about 5 straight years. It was an absolute show. It was like, ask Boogie about De Leon.
Okay.
It was not fair. Nobody thought, put it like this, when De Leon was in 7th grade, and Harding played Massillon, up at Massillon. And we was talking to Massillon's coach afterwards. And Massillon, he's like, we take all comers. They up here, they're near Cleveland. They play teams from Cincinnati. They right neighbors with Canton McKinley. He said, that's the best junior high football player in Ohio. I'm like, yeah, he's like, we take on all comers. We see Glenville. We see it. That kid right there, he the best junior high football player in Ohio. That's crazy. De Leon was nuts. He was the kind of football player that you were amazed when he got tackled.
So it was like every time he touched the ball was a touchdown. Then.
It was like he was like 93%. Like, I feel like when I coached him on the varsity level for the Tigers, we played 11 games. I want to say De Leon got tackled 4 times.
In 11 games, bro?
In 11 games.
Hold up, bro. 4 times in 11 games.
I'm just going to give it 4 times.
I
don't remember him getting tackled 4 times. But I'm going to give it 4 times because sometimes he didn't score and we was like.
So y'all was just blowing every team out?
Every team. We was hanging 40-50 on everybody. Easy. It was crazy. It wasn't fair.
Y'all backups was nice.
Dante Brown, Malik Richmond, Levante Tootle, William Ross, may you rest in peace. Xavier Brown was the QB on that team. It was insane.
I don't know where the hell I was.
Dude, it was like I never thought about losing.
It's crazy because all them names you mentioned, The only name I remember on Friday nights is Dante Brown.
A lot of like Toodles. He wound up.
He went to Indian Creek.
He wound up at Indian Creek. He one of the best tacklers ever. Like just picture perfect tackles. We played the Weird Steelers with that team one year, and at halftime, a lady grabbed her son,
took his pads off.
She said, "Let's go. We're getting out of here." He's looking at her. She said, "These kids are angry and aggressive, and we're going home."
Was it angry and aggressive, bro?
They were very angry and ultra aggressive. It was the practices were dangerous. I would have to stop because Coach Melvin, he's old school. He wanted to do Oklahoma and Hamburger. I'm like, you can't do that with these kids. Like they're gonna kill each other. Like you got William Ross going up against DeLeon and Toodles going up against Malik. Somebody gonna get hurt. Like there's a lot of strength and a lot of speed and a lot of like aggression. Like, and it's a collision. Practices was dangerous. The games was just so much fun because there was no stress.
No competition.
There was no stress.
Easy.
It super easy. We played in the championship game. I want to say we played against Wellsburg. DeLeon, we ran the same. DeLeon scored 4 times. They called 3 back.
Oh, fair play was on.
Yeah. They called 3. I mean, I'm talking about he scored 4 times in a row. They called the first 3 back, and I guess by the 4th time they was like,
"We can't. It's gonna be obvious."
Yeah.
Well, it was after the first, but yeah.
No fear of losing. But yeah, DeLeon.
Best team you ever coached? That was the best team you ever coached?
I don't know, man. I coached another team with Jay-Sean Hubbard and Johnny Agresta and Jorian Jones and Caleb Mitchell and a lot Kyler Petaway, a lot. They were smoking teams. Now that might have been pound for pound the most talented team and that was at the JV level. There was 9 and 10-year-olds. They was loaded. Randy Mitchell. They was loaded. And they was beating snot bubbles out of everybody.
I was just talking to Saul Lee. He locked up with Kyler, with KP. I'm like, "Man, what's up with the young boy?" He said, "Man, he up there killing in every sport." That's what he said.
He was a phenom.
Yeah, that's what I remember.
Listen, he was on the team when he was 9. He was 9 with Jay-Sean Hubbard was the feature back. And Jorian, was spelling him. Jorian was 9 too. Kyler was the fullback. Picture perfect blocks, killing people. You can hand him the ball every now and then. He would score, killing people, and playing linebacker. The next year, he was the quarterback.
Do whatever he want.
We won 3 in a row with that age group. We won 3 in a row. We won. Johnny Agresta was the quarterback for 2 years. We won back-to-back. And then the next year, Kyler Petaway was the quarterback. We won again. But probably that middle team might have been the best. Like, it was like we was beating teams by. It's on. They got a shirt with all the scores from that team. I think that was 2011. I think DeLeon might have been 2008. I think DeLeon was 2008. And this team was 2011. That was probably the most. Now DeLeon was better than everybody on that team, and they had some beasts on DeLeon's team. But this team was like they was 10, 11 deep, like both sides of the ball, like crazy. So I would give it to them.
Yeah, you know, Dante Brown and them will get on here and say that their team was better than
I mean,
Agrestas in them team.
I would say it if I was Dante Brown and them too, because they beat everybody that got put in front of them to death.
You miss coaching?
No, not at all. No.
I thought you was gonna say, yeah, bro.
No.
Yeah.
I don't even miss it sometimes.
Nah.
I miss. It makes me a little sad when I see this younger generation coming up, and I don't know them as well as I do, like Dante and Inky and that group of kids, and all the way up to Tajon, Najee, Jordan McIntyre, Dwight Macon, Josh, all them.
Mm-hmm.
When I see these younger kids coming up and I don't know them as well, that's a little like, I'm not used to that. But no, I don't miss coaching at all. Every day, those long Sundays, the parents, no, I don't.
Bro, I did it. First of all, shout out to Melvin, Harvey Creech, Brian Dixon. I don't want to leave anybody out, especially and James Montgomery for everything he's doing. But Harvey and Coach Dixon, I mean,
James
still
Montgomery
doing it,
played for the Tigers,
which is crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah, and now he running the Broncos.
Yeah, he running the Broncos, and from the beginning, Coach Dixon and Coach Creech.
Let me tell you what's crazy. Coach Dixon coached me
at Grant.
Coach Dixon was the head basketball coach at Grant School. We three-peat.
When was this?
My last 83, I was 84. 84, I was in 6th grade.
That's 40 years, bro.
Yeah. And he was coaching, his first year might have been my 5th grade year, because Mr. Percy Brown coached when I was in 4th grade. And then 5th grade, Dixon and Kai took over. And then in 6th grade, X's dad, Lucius, joined the staff. But yeah, Dick's been coaching 40 plus.
Shout out to Coach Dixon, Uncle B. I mean, you talk about like service and ministry.
And still doing it.
And loves doing it, and the energy, both of them, man, them two together.
It was made for it.
Yeah.
It was made for it.
You know, sometimes they butt heads.
Yeah.
They don't go at it. Yeah.
Passion. They passionate. And both of them, they mean exactly what they saying. So if it ain't the same thing, it's gonna be some furniture moving.
And I don't think people appreciate, or I guess it's hard to understand the sacrifice, like you said. I coached 3 years. I really enjoyed it, but I couldn't, I felt like less of a dad, less of a husband.
Yeah, you got it's a sacrifice, and you feel like you justify it by, you know what I mean, you're laying a foundation not only for everybody's kids, including yours, but it takes so much time away from your house, especially on, those Sundays are. Like your family, it was like Stacy was coaching too. You know what I mean? Because she had to be just as committed to the Tigers as I was, and I gave them 15 years. You know what I mean? But
yeah, I
don't miss it.
I gave them 3, and I couldn't do. I was, I'm working, I'm getting off, I'm literally going home, taking my work clothes off, putting my my practice clothes on, going to practice, coming home, eat, shower, sleep, go to work, and do the same thing again.
That's Melvin's life for the last 22
crazy
years.
That's crazy. With energy.
And not only that, in between all that, Melvin might cut some grass or move some furniture.
Or he's going to.
Or, you know what I mean? Like, while he's working a full-time job, raising a family, and like handling business, sometimes and he's at practice before us. You know what I mean? He's making sure that there's ice everywhere, and he's the last one home. And that's commitment.
That's grinding. Yeah.
That's commitment. But he loves it, and it loves him back, because we just got a new supervisor at my job. His two boys play for the Broncos. First thing he started talking about when he was talking about practice, Coach Melvin. How he get them boys gassed up. Child, please. Well, like, yeah, he's a legend. Like,
I seen Tasha Hubbard just made a post on Facebook. She was like, man, when Harvey break down the child, please, like I get excited myself. Like the parents feel it. It's crazy. It's a vibe. It's man. Look, James Montgomery will tell you. My first game. James always bring this up. My first game coaching. This is after practice. This is our first game. You know they got the big. James go all out. He go get the big Bronco. You seen it?
Yeah.
And so he got the Bronco for the kids to run up under. I'm the offensive coordinator. Catone the head coach. So the whole time we agree, I'm in the press box.
Okay.
I'm in the press box. We're gonna wear the headsets. Boom. I'm gonna talk to Tone through the headsets. So we coming up from the field house. I see the crowd in the stands. Okay, I hear the music. See the Bronco, they got the smoke. So James like, coach, going up to the press box? I said, nah. He said, why, coach? I said, it's the atmosphere.
I gotta be in there. I gotta be in this.
he still bring that up to me, man. That was the feeling, but just seeing the kids, man, just being a part of the kids and they need that.
Yeah.
And what they do is amazing. And I salute them because it's not easy.
At all.
And for y'all parents that be giving them volunteers a hard time, these is volunteers. They're not getting paid nothing.
Yeah.
And it's bigger than football with these gentlemen. I'm telling you this. Like they're striving to make impact on kids' lives.
Yeah.
You know, and win football games, but that's not the end goal. Mm-mm. And the parents, bro, they just
I know, man. Listen, I dealt with it. I've seen it. Like, I've seen so much. It's like that's the hardest thing about it.
It is.
It's not the hours. It's not the heat or the cold or cleaning up the stadium or putting ice. It's the parents that's the hardest thing to deal with. Because that's why I don't miss it. If that part wasn't involved, I would probably still be doing it, or doing it again, but I can't deal with that. I don't have it in me no more. Yeah, once you get away from that, experience some peace.
I like seeing the kids, and you know the ones that I did coach is still Coach CJ, or you know some of them they up there now, so I'm just CJ, but whatever.
That lasts forever.
Yeah, I mean that was. Valentino Jackson was Coach Tino until he passed.
Yeah.
You know, that's the impact that he had on us.
Yeah.
On me for sure, but this is Garfield. On us, he taught us we had to address each other as Mr. So, you know, I was Mr. Mitchell, you would have been Mr. Jett.
Yeah.
He was teaching us how to be gentlemen. And till this day, I'm 41 years old. When I see the people if I see Jason Wade, well, Jason King now, but he was Jason Wade then. If I see Jason Wade, it's up Mr. Wade.
Yeah.
You know, Lil Rob's Mr. Christian, like that's
he put that in.
He put that in us, yeah. And it was way bigger than flag football, man. He just impacted us.
Their family was like that. You know, he's Tubbo's uncle.
Yes.
His sister was Miss Phyllis.
Miss Phyllis. That was my sister's godmother.
I had some dope times at their house. John Jackson's birthday was better than mine. Listen. I look forward to John Jackson's birthday. It was better. It was like another Christmas. I didn't get nothing, but he would have a sleepover. And
this was down on Linden?
Down on Linden.
Uh-huh.
He would have a sleepover. He had a basketball hoop in the back. We would all be down there just kicking it. Miss Phyllis would make like homemade pizza. There's no way she could possibly ever make enough of it. It was some of the best memories I had from childhood was at John Jackson's crib, Tino's sister's house.
Yeah.
Like from, you know what I mean? So they somebody put that in them. You know what I mean? Because it ain't a coincidence that how you speak of him is this. And when I think of him, I think of her and her impact on me. She used to have us with the little. She used to make us basketball shorts with the tiger on it for Grant. Yeah.
She made my mom's wedding dress for my Aunt Tanya's wedding. My mom. I'm talking about Miss Phyllis. My mom was crazy about, we lived on Extension.
Yeah.
So her house was down the first alley.
Yeah.
Not the second one to take you like where Pumpkin and them lived.
Yeah.
The first alley took you directly to Miss Phyllis's house. I don't know. She was like a Girl Scout leader, and I was around women. I was around my mom and my sister. And I remember she used to make like people like Hammer Pants, like whatever. She made me a Hulk Hogan cake.
Yeah.
The profound memory. I had a party at Pizza Hut, and I wanted a Hulk Hogan cake, and Miss Phyllis made a Hulk Hogan cake. Rest in peace, John Jackson.
Yeah.
Good dude, and Miss Phyllis and Tino Jackson. But that had to be bloodline in the lineage, bro. Because
yeah, man, and like she like just like you said that now this has got to be a decade after what I'm talking about. She's still doing it for people your age. She loved it. Like, you seen it was just a regular house. There was 30 kids in there, bro. Like there's not beds for everybody. You bring a sleeping bag or a blanket or whatever, and you get down, you on the floor. They clear out the dining room stuff, but it was like, this is it. Like, it was like, I don't know what you could offer me to make me not want to be here. Like it was everything, bro. I remember, mind you, this is how much of an impact she had on me. Her daughter Deidre and my sister was best friends at that time. When she passed away, I don't know how old I was, but I was still sleeping in the bed with my mom. I still remember my mom getting a phone call that Miss Phyllis passed away, like, and how my mom took it. Yeah, man.
Like, my mom went they had a family reunion in the Bahamas or something like that, and I stayed at Miss Phyllis' house. Yeah, she was an amazing woman.
I already know, bro.
And you could speak to her more than me. I was a kid.
Yeah,
you know what
man.
I mean?
And me and John the same age.
Okay.
Always love over there. Always a great time. She never made you feel unwelcome. You could never come over too much. You could never eat too many slices of pizza. None of that. Like, it was just, Miss Phyllis was super, super dope. So, and when you start talking about Tino and his impact on you and how he trained y'all up, it took me right to Miss Phyllis, because that's his sister.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
Coach Tino always wanted to go get steak. So he'd say, hey, Mr. Mitchell, man, when you get time, give me a call, man. We'd go chop it up. We'd go get a steak. I don't know where he wanted to get a steak from, but after talking to other players that played for him, it was the same thing. Like, he was with Catone, when Catone was getting the store and everything, he was like Mr. Sims. He called him Catone Sims. That's what he said. And he was giving Tone like stuff to put his clothes on for the store, and because he was an entrepreneur himself, and he would just shoot down game. But that's how you knew it was. It wasn't like chew you up, spit you out type thing.
No,
like,
he was always. I don't know who put it in him, but I'm glad they did.
And that's the village. That's what we still got it, bro. It's here. People don't tend to point out the positive that people do in the city, but it's in abundance.
Yeah.
It really is. There's a lot of selfless people that do acts of kindness, all year round.
Yeah, and shout out to Michael McIntyre. I can't talk about all this coaching and Tigers and Broncos and not, because he was the original president and the engine behind even starting the Tigers. It wasn't just him by himself, but like he was the main cog, and he's a visionary, and he was the man with the vision, and we walked it out and made it happen. So he's one of those dudes too. He's one of those people that his wife was married to the Tigers just like she was married to him. Mm-hmm. So shout out to Mac and Mitzi.
And I've seen Mac to piggyback. I wasn't around for the Tigers, but I've seen Mac like dedicate whatever he got to Steubenville. Yeah. Specifically the black people in Steubenville. And one of the when I started, when I joined and I always, back to what you said, everything happens for a reason. And I feel like God put y'all in my life. It was the George Floyd situation.
Yeah.
And Trayvon Wise had made a post. Basically, he was like, man, we stepping for George Floyd. I'm like, all right, bet. What's up? Where we at?
Yeah.
And I think we went to, the first time we was outside the city building. There was a couple people down there, had signs. I know Robert Hines was down there. I know a couple of the ladies came down there, but they had signs and stuff. And Trayvon came through. We stepping for George Floyd. I think he ended up leaving and going fishing or something. Cause like the fish.
Yeah.
And people had reached out to me, like, "Oh man, I didn't know y'all was doing that, man. You know, boom, let's do it again." Now, mind you, bro, before this, I had no interest. You know, I always for black people in our plight, but I had no interest of frontlining anything. Right. That just wasn't me. And people were reaching out like, man, let's do it again. I'm like, okay, bet. So we do it in front of the courthouse, I believe the next week. And it was like kind of big.
Yeah, it got big.
Yeah, and I talked, I think I like blacked out. I don't know what the hell I said. But I was talking on the mic, and then I knew Mac, of course, but me and Mac talked afterwards. I think Mac had came down in front of the city building with Stephon Hill, and then we talked in front of the courthouse, which resulted basically in the rebirth of the NAACP. But I would say 3 years, you know, side by side with Mac, and I wouldn't say side by side. I hesitate to say side by side because I didn't put the work in he put in. But I just see the passion and the time, and Mitzi as well, you know, just being that support system. So yeah, definitely big shout out to Mac.
Yeah, for sure. Him and Royal. Those I got a lot of good people in my life. Like, shout out to the posse. They know who that is. But mentors, I would consider Bishop Moore, Mac, and Royal had a big impact on who I'm becoming, because I'm not there yet. But I always want to shout them out. Royal's one of the most ferocious civil rights activists you'll ever see anywhere. He's passionate about it. Mac is passionate about it too. But their perspective is different.
Mm-hmm.
Royal is more of an activist. Mac does activism, but from the seat of a community leader. And even Bishop Moore is an activist, but he does it from the position of a bishop and a businessman. But like, shout out to all three of them. Those be my mentors.
Shout out to them for sure. And when we first started, Mac told me, it might have been you. It was one of y'all. Y'all probably both said it. Said it's a thankless job.
Those are Mac's words.
Mac's words. Okay, it's a thankless job, and boy, did it stand out. I didn't know. I knew what it meant, but I didn't feel what it meant.
What I was trying to warn you about, and everybody about, is when we had all those people in the room, and I'm like, yeah, this ain't that.
You said it. Look around.
Yeah.
They ain't gonna be here.
No, it's not gonna be. Because every movement in the beginning has momentum. And everybody was angry. Everybody was looking for direction. Everybody wanted to do something. You know what I mean? Everybody wanted to do their part. But over time, as that anger subsides, a lot of that commitment that you thought you had and you realize that you didn't have, it's going to go away. And only the people that's actually committed to see it through are going to stick around. And I just hate to see people that stick around be discouraged by who's not here anymore. So I try to prepare, like, listen, it's going to happen.
Setting expectations is important, because it would have been easy to get discouraged, because when the smoke cleared, You know, there was the people that was there when the smoke cleared, and it wasn't many.
Yeah.
But I always went back to what you said when you addressed the room. I believe we was in Frolics. We were stacked too.
Yeah.
And you know, there was so many people talking. You didn't say much, but you said that. Like, all right, now I'm telling you now, and that's what it was. And then when Max said, you know, it's a thankless job.
Yeah.
Because it becomes an expectation.
People don't understand exactly what the NAACP is, so they try to turn it into whatever they need at the moment. And some people think it's like it's like legal aid. You know what I mean? Other people think it's like a different brand of Urban Mission or Urban League, or you know what I mean, something like that, and so they get frustrated. Well, I think we should do community events, and we should have. I'm like, yeah, that's. You mean we can find a way to work that out, and the NAACP could be behind it, but that's not what the NAACP is. And then when they realize that it like,
and that's what it could be. They never even think about it. It's not a thought. Then they lose their job. Then it's you know, let me call it NAACP.
Right, to do what I need them to do. The same NAACP that 2 months ago wasn't important enough for you to even get a membership.
That's where the thankless part come is. You know, even I'm sure everybody experienced discouragement at some point, because the people that you're actually fighting for, the community that you're actually advocating for, will treat you worse than the people that you're advocating against.
You know who prepared us for that though?
Who's that?
Skip Mixon. Way 20-25 years ago, when we was first getting involved with the NAACP, I want to say Lloyd Christian was the president at the time. And I'm not going to repeat what Skip said, but he let us know that one of the biggest fights you're going to have ain't going to be them people that you think you need, that you fighting against. It's going to be the people you fighting for.
Crazy.
But he used different words. Yeah, but it was true.
Yeah, it's the truth.
But all that's about to change though, because we got young blood coming up now.
Yeah, that young blood, man. They
it's about that time.
Woo, yeah,
it's August.
No, that's we ain't talking about that right here. Y'all know where young blood at. Yeah, I know what I know what month it is. I just said July went fast. So I'll get you to. You gonna look at this watch and tell me what month it is,
go even faster.
Bro, I know when I know it's August,
it'll
bro.
It'll be November before
I know,
we know
bro. Yeah, I get it.
Watching?
I get it. So I want to talk about the importance of voting, especially in these times.
Yeah.
But I want to share a story with you. This is from a couple days ago. It's the Legacy Lounge. I really don't care. I'm not going to say the person's name,
right.
But when the person sees the episode, they're going to know who I'm talking about. I seen somebody on X, Twitter, whatever, a Trump fan, and I'm going to paraphrase because I don't know exactly, but you'll get the gist. And they said they stole the election, which we're going to get into that. That's
right.
One of the most preposterous things I've ever heard in my life. But they stole the election. If they steal another one, it's going to be a civil war. What side are you on? So in my mind, my blood boiling.
Right.
I'm like, what is you finna do? It's a civil war. Oh, you the patriot. You Mel Gibson, huh? Right. Like, you militia. Like, What is you going to do? What's going to be your role in a civil war, bro? Nothing. Get smacked up. Yeah. Anyways, yeah, like, come on, what is you talking about? What side is you on? You're not like that, bro. Like, you're not like that. Go ahead then. If what you waiting on the Civil War for, go ahead and, go across seas and enlist.
Right.
If you built like that. But anyways, the power let me change this, to be brainwashed by an 80-year-old man that you have never met in your life. Bro, I understand supporting your guy. I understand it. I'm not really into politics, but I'm into common sense.
Right.
I understand supporting your guy. How a grown adults can be convinced that in 2020 or in this day and age that somebody can steal an election is some of the dumbest, excuse my language, I've ever heard in my life.
You know what the evidence is that it's stupid? Is that all those people that said the election was stolen is rigged, they signed up for another round. So
let's do it again.
So they didn't. So they added extra votes. They didn't count all your votes. They stole the election. It's rigged. He really won, but they made up phantom votes. But it wasn't important enough for them to do it in the last election when he won. That was fair. That went, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That went according to plan. Then when he lost, it was rigged. So you know that they can rig it then now, right? So you gonna do it again?
Sign up for it. You sign up for the rigging.
It's crazy. I understand the dynamic and differences in parties, and what they say. What they say is the main issue is abortion. So I understand
what they say.
Yeah, that's what they say.
Mm-hmm.
I understand being a conservative. You're for less government, and you're anti-abortion. That's your pillar. I just don't understand how you could support and try to convince other people to support somebody that you know full well. I got this from my boy from X. It made perfect sense, and it's very simple. If he lived next door to you, you would hate his guts. Every time your friends came over to your house, you would tell them to not pay any attention to your ignorant, loudmouth neighbor. But because he's rich and famous, and because he's spewing that rhetoric that you've been wanting to say yourself for so long, you're going to ride with him. And then you're trying to convince people that he's the best man for the job when you know he's not even qualified.
Right is right, wrong is wrong, bro.
Dude,
and
he's
just
not
be a good person.
He's not a good dude.
He's not a good person.
How can you want somebody to run the country and you literally can't believe nothing he says? And then your rebuttal for that is, oh, there's politicians, they all lie. Yeah, but you see, what you're doing is you're trying to equate stealing a bag of potato chips, that's a crime, and a school shooting, that's a crime. Same thing. Like you're trying to make it. You're trying to put when no one sin is above the other, right? Type stuff. Yeah. All politicians lie. Yeah, but not all the time about everything. Oh, Donald, they said there was a low attendance at your rally. You know, I'm hearing reports that there was only 900 people there. Oh no, there was well over 300,000. It was the biggest crowd ever. The crowds it was so exciting. There was so much energy. It was huge, enormous crowds of people from everywhere. Through well over 300,000. More people than the Super Bowl. It was huge, big crowd.
That's good too. I never heard that one. Not from you. That's good. I'm gonna need one more of them before we go. Nah, bro. The lies, the ignorance. Here's my thing again. Ride with your person. Ride with your party. When it's like a cult vibe, and regardless of what he says, he's not wrong. There's another agenda involved, and it's not up to me to decide, but. I mean, come on, open eyes can see. You know what it is. To me, it's a battery in the back to take the sheets off. Yeah. If you know what I mean, you know what I mean.
Yeah, anytime you look up and there's two sides, and you look on your side, and the Proud Boys and the skinheads and the KKK is on your side, if that's your side, that's your side. But don't try to convince people that y'all the good guys.
Just say that's how you feel.
That's it.
Because you got the right to do that. But don't try to act like it ain't nothing else. But and we can,
There's good people on both sides. Like,
yeah, whatever.
There's sides to like murdering people. There's sides. Like, that's like, you can't have it both ways. You can't be with destruction of communities and promoting civil war and then try to do it from a stance that because you're conservative and you're against abortion that you're the good guys. That's ridiculous.
To even say, it's going to be a civil war, like what side are you on? And then you see somebody they try to dap you up.
Yeah.
Like, nah, bro, I'm not on that side. So, you know what I mean? Like when the line is drawn,
the people you thought you knew.
The people you thought you knew.
The people you thought you knew that it's like a breath of fresh air for them. Like, man, like, I'm so glad I don't have to keep acting like I like black people. Like, that's how it is for them. Like, they've been exhausted with, I never really thought they were smart, or they think that, some people are arrogant, or they've always been jealous of the Tubbos and the Chuckies and the Vinnies, and everybody always thought they was all that. And I'm just so glad I don't have to act like I like them anymore.
I can say it.
Yeah, you could.
He was overrated.
Yeah,
damn it. It's a battery, bro. And I was talking to Mikey the day before yesterday, and he was saying the panic is because after this, it's over.
Yeah.
Then it goes back to literally conservative. It goes back to buttoned up. It goes back to George Bush. Yeah. You know what I mean? To where now you got to hide it again. Like,
yeah.
You know what I mean? Because
to where somebody's actually trying to lead us as a nation.
Yes, and not be divisive.
And not lead us against each other for their own good.
Yes.
You know what I mean? For their own advancement, for their own, oh, you against me? Shut him down. You know what I mean? They preach against cancel culture, but they created it. It's an emergency, just to get back to the voting
the importance of voting right.
The voting part, because we're so, in our community, so easily distracted and so quick to try to separate ourselves from things. As soon as somebody points out or even creates a flaw, they did it to Hillary Clinton. They convinced a lot of us not to go out and vote because of the crime bill, and like some of that was legit. But when there's a Democratic candidate and a Republican candidate, one of them is going to be president. So you have to vote for the one that you're willing to accept. And if you don't vote for the one that you're willing to accept, it's the exact same thing as voting for the other guy.
When you say easily distracted, what you mean?
You know how many supporters Joe Biden lost because they started the rhetoric and the theme of Sleepy Joe, and they clowned him and clowned him and clowned him until some of his supporters got embarrassed to be his supporters, so they stopped supporting him. There's nothing you could say about Donald Trump to change a Donald Trump supporter's mind.
Nope.
They don't care. He's a felon. So what? He's a liar. Don't care. But us, Sleepy Joe, I ain't voting for him. That's their man. I don't fall for that. Like, and we think when we separate ourselves from something that somehow it puts us above that thing, and we lose every time. Like, you don't see it. Like when we lost in 2016 on my birthday, how he stacked the Supreme Court, how he filled those federal judge seats, how they're rolling back civil rights that took us hundreds of years to achieve. They're rolling them back. Like, 90 going on. It's like eating pumpkin seeds. Like, they're just like, well, that's gone. Like, oh, abortion rights, over with. Affirmative action, we coming for you. We already dismantled some of that. They want to get rid of the Board of Education. I don't think people really understand the state of emergency that we're in. The man is literally saying out loud in public, I'm going to be a dictator on day one. And if you come out and vote this time, you don't have to worry about voting again. What do you think he's saying?
Well, he's saying what he said. I said what I said.
So we're in a state of emergency. If you're not with him, then you need to get with Kamala. Period. Point blank. Because it's going down. And this ain't the time to get cute. You know what I mean? Trying to sit on your soapbox like you gonna sit this one out. Because if you sit this one out and we lose, you might wake up on a plantation.
Not voting ain't the flex that people think it is.
Dude,
it's really not.
It's one of the most frustrating conversations that you can ever have. I'm like, and then the same person that will brag about not voting will complain about what the person that got voted in is doing. We're special people. We're special people, but this is very important that we mobilize, that we vote, that we're on one accord. If you don't have to be completely in love with Kamala Harris. I don't know why you don't like her, and I don't know who you're comparing her to that you think is going to be president instead of her. But that's what we got. And we might not get everything we want, but it's going to be a lot better than the alternative. You seen that mess that happened at the Capitol on January 6th. That was the test run. They say F around and find out.
Yeah.
This might be a do or die. Vote. Encourage everybody you know to also vote. If there's people that are 18 or will be 18 in November, let's get them registered. This is serious business. It's about as serious as it has ever gotten in this country in my lifetime. I've never been this concerned about the presidential election because it never meant before what it means now. It never felt before like do or die. It never felt like that to me before. When it was Jimmy Carter and Ronald Reagan and all, that never felt like do or die. Even the times when my guy didn't win, when George W. won, that wasn't my guy. But it didn't feel like, oh man, the world might be over. This feels like if the wrong person wins, the world is might be over. He's a laughingstock in world leadership, and he don't care.
Nah, he don't. He a honey badger.
Dude,
he don't care about nothing. He don't care. Man, don't take my word for it. Do your own research.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, go out and vote. You know, I'm real big on do your own research because the internet will tell you anything right now. And and they want you to run with it. You know, it's strategic, man. You know, it's planted in.
We're the only ones that fall for it. I don't
hook, line, and sinker.
As soon as somebody says something bad, they get a bad thing going about our candidates, they'll be like, "Oh, y'all love Kamala, not me."
That's the same as our biggest enemy is the people that we're advocating for instead of the people that we're advocating against. Because I could be like, shoot, man, Elder Jett, man, he doing this, he doing that. He ain't doing nothing for my cousin. Right. He ain't do nothing for cuz. When the judge gave him 10 years, where was he at then? Him and Royal. He ain't do nothing for cuz.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's what you do for cuz?
Right.
But it don't mean that just because he didn't do nothing for cuz that he ain't for us. We don't support each other the way we should support each other. Bro, let's talk about the festival. When this airs, I'm talking about the African American Heritage Festival. Right. When this airs, the festival will be gone and we'll be planning for next year. But, bro, we don't, people ain't lining up to support, a event that's at our ball field that has a historic relevance, that you can speak of better than I can. But the North End ball field, I know what it means to the black community in Steubenville. And, they're trying to get rid of the ball field.
Yeah.
They was trying to, with the Miracle Field or whatever they were trying to do, we're trying to bring something to the ball field that shows it can still be utilized. And, bro, we literally scraping. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you a part of it.
Yeah.
We a part of the struggle together.
Yeah.
And
that's how things go, man. And I don't even know what the cure is. I just know we just got to keep going. You can't give up. We got to keep pressing. But when they call us crabs in a barrel, man, like that manifests itself in so many ways.
It does.
And it's sickening. It's discouraging. But when we have moments like the one you talked about in 2021, that puts a few logs in the fire when we see that it can happen. But what we need to do is get the story out and spread the word, so that to bring that back to everybody's remembrance, so they can remember and be fueled by that happening, and they can remember and realize that it can happen too. It was just us doing it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It was just you there doing what you do, you know what I mean? Bringing good cheer, whatever part you played. It was us. We did it. And we could do it again, and we can keep doing it, but we got to keep doing it.
The Greek Fest ain't having no problem with funding. It's consistent, and it's thousands of people every single year. And we down there with, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
We down there kicking it. Baklava, the whole nine. Like, you know what I mean?
What is it?
Baklava. They don't, well, come get a hot dog.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, come, like this should be the origin of it. And I just wish the crabs in the bucket is, I always go back to it. And I love, man, you know how I feel about Steubenville, bro. I feel the same way as you.
Most of us do.
Yeah.
Man. That's the thing that's like, it's like oxymoronic. It's like everybody loves Steubenville. Everybody's got pride in Steubenville and Big Red or whatever. And then also at the same time, we be Steubenville's biggest haters. It's crazy. But we can't play like that with this election. I'm telling you, I don't think that we can, especially our community. Like, cause a lot of those things that happened that we were outraged about, they happened because people felt empowered.
It's comfortable
To be racist and to actually just slaughter us.
And bro, it's never, first of all, we can't be racist. We can't. And that's a whole nother conversation, but we can't be.
Right.
And
we can be prejudiced.
Yes, we can't be racist. That's kind of common sense too, but.
So just look into that and you'll get it.
Yeah. Do your own research, but we can't be racist. But people would approach me. I've had multiple people approach me and say, hey, I was going to come down to the Heritage Festival, but, you know, I didn't know if I was invited.
Right.
It's happened with multiple people.
Right.
But they might, let's say they're Greek. So you ain't never, after the Italian Heritage Fest in Wheeling, said, hey, I was going to come down to the Italian Heritage Fest, but I'm not Italian.
Yeah. I didn't know I wasn't invited. I didn't know if I was invited.
No,
because I've personally never been invited.
Neither have I. Bro, we don't do the excluding. We're the excluded.
Right.
We don't do the excluding.
Ever.
We never have.
Ever. That's a common thing. They'll always act like we exclude people. But what are the black-owned organizations, the black-owned clubs, restaurants that don't allow people in? I know some other kind. Right here, right now in Steubenville.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. So yeah, that's what you said is perfect. We don't do the excluding. We are the excluded. It's always been like that. Always the good. Even back in Jim Crow and all the good stuff was the stuff we wasn't allowed to touch.
I was talking to Speed, and I showed him the clip that News 9 did for the girls for the festival.
Yeah.
He was upset. You know, he was outraged. He was upset. But if you look at it, it was like, all right, we're going to come do this so they can't say that we didn't come do this. That's what I got out of it, not being immediately involved, but it wasn't good. I mean, we got to have us, you know, and we can't change the world. We can't, we can. It all starts here, but a lot of people walk up to me and say, the Legacy Lounge, man, is amazing. It's great for the city. It's hard to for me not to understand something. I feel like I'm kind of sharp, but it's been said so many times, and I would talk to Speed about it. I'm like, well, in the moment, I'm like, damn, I'm not fully grasping it. I'm not fully grasping it. Like, man, the city need this. This is dope. It's for the city. It's for the city. But it always follows up with, we can get our voice out.
Right.
Y'all giving us a platform to get our voice out. And then it's, now if you think a little deeper, is because they ain't.
Right.
They're stopping short of saying that. Y'all giving us a platform to get our voice out, to get our story out. Because, I think Gunner GB was, he was like, Ball Out was like, man, we don't have no radio stations.
Yeah.
There's, I don't have a way to promote. If you read a little further into it, I don't have a way to promote that I fully trust that they're going to represent my brand the way that I want it represented.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I feel like I feel obligated to do that with the Legacy Lounge. And we were talking earlier, and we had Janice Kaufman Young on. She was talking about suicide. And there was people that felt, that's not something that people feel comfortable talking about.
Right.
And people jumped on the comments on the the comment section in the reel, and they were just so open and vulnerable about mental health issues and things that they were dealing with internally. And man, it's kind of emotional, man, because when man, this ain't about the money.
See, man, don't do that again.
No, because it's about
no, don't do that again. See, this how he do me, right? We laughing and we kicking and we talking about it. We got into a couple serious issues, but then now he done drug. Now he talking about and we gotta continue with it. We gotta continue with it because it's important. But now he about to have me in here hooping, crying. Y'all gonna be laughing at me. Y'all gonna make a meme out of my picture. I'm gonna be looking like dude that was talking about stink.
in the ring doorbell. But no, I feel obligated to. I feel like we play a vital role in awareness of whatever that case may be.
You do, man. This is a dope platform because it's not just one thing. Because we can get on here and talk about voting. We can get on here and talk about Tubbo. Somebody can come and drop signs to us about suicide. I've seen people talk about Black fatherhood. It's dope. We do, the hood does need this. Giving CJ props when you see him, the hood, that's cool. That's dope. That's dope because people need encouragement. But let's push the things that we need. Let's push it to the next level. Let's make it happen. Like we made it happen down at North End in 2021. Let's make Legacy Lounge happen. Let's make it bigger. Let's make it so big that they can't shut it down because we need it. If you mean that, let's show it.
I appreciate that, and that's real. I appreciate, there's actions and there's words, and we're gonna make it do what it do regardless, but we need the people because this is something I enjoy doing, but I also enjoy being, co-chair of the festival. I also enjoy being a part of NAACP. I enjoy coaching with the Broncos. It's all giving back. I enjoy giving back. And I think, we developed a platform to where it's just another form of giving back.
Yeah.
And that's our passion.
Yeah, and when you're doing things like Broncos, NAACP, Heritage Fest, Legacy Lounge, and you're trying to represent a certain community, you need that community to function as a community.
As a community.
Because if not, then it's like, what are we doing? how am I going to be a community leader if we don't have a community?
And that's, for sure with the Legacy Lounge, but that's anybody trying to make a difference in our community that our kids and our grandkids have to grow up in. And, when it's all said and done and we talk about legacy, man, we done talked about the impact that Skip Mixon, and I'm talking about people no longer with us. Yeah. Skip Mixon, Miss Phyllis Jackson, Valentino Jackson. Years ago, our interactions with them, and they're still a profound part of who we are right now. Mm-hmm. That's legacy. Yeah. Their legacy lives on, and that's what we're aiming to do. That's what we're trying to do.
And you doing it. You doing it, man. This is dope. As soon as I saw it, I knew it was going to be dope because you dope to me.
Appreciate
you know what I mean? Like when I was thinking about doing the poetry thing, and I was like, man, I gotta have CJ because even though you a poet anyway too, you know what I mean, you don't claim it, but
I dab a little.
Yeah. You a poet. That and your flavor and your character, everything's gonna pop when you involved. Like all you got to do is just stay CJ, and the rest will take care of itself. It's autopilot.
That's love, bro. I appreciate that. I want to revisit the poetry thing too.
Yeah.
I definitely do. We could talk about that off camera, but I want to revisit that. But I appreciate that, man. And we joke, me and you joked before about how my friends would believe in me more than I believed in myself. Related to, to what you're saying about anything I'm involved in is going to pop. A lot of people don't know that this idea is Speed's idea. Yeah. The blood, sweat, and tears is Speed. Yeah. Like literally the blood, sweat, and tears.
Yeah. I see it.
Yeah. As we sit here, this is Speed.
Yeah.
I'm representing our brand.
You're the talent.
I'm the spokesperson. I'm the talent. I'm the host.
Yeah.
But Speed is the guts. He's the body of the whole situation. But he believed in me to trust me with his baby.
Smart man.
Because this is his baby. Yeah.
Smart man. And hard working man. I mean, it's and it takes a real man. Since we doing flowers, it takes a real man to be behind the scenes for your own vision. You know what I mean? Because if you don't say that, and if like I know because I'm here, but to the average person just watching, this is CJ's show.
Absolutely, it says CJ Mitchell.
Right. So if you don't say that, people don't know, and it takes dedication, commitment, maturity, and a view of bigger picture to be behind the scenes, watching your own vision come into fruition.
That's real.
So it's like I know that's not easy to do.
That's real.
But it's necessary, and you know what I mean. It's necessary for stuff like this. And we both Jay-Z fans, but you remember Rockefeller Records,
mm-hmm.
and the person behind the scenes couldn't really stay behind the scenes.
He wouldn't let the talent be the talent.
He wouldn't let the talent be the talent, and when it didn't work out for him, you know what I mean. It went real bad, real fast.
Mm-hmm.
It don't matter how big or small you are. When you see somebody being able to play the background, even though it's their vision, you got to shout that out, and you got to recognize that, and that's a winning strategy.
It's a winning formula, bro. Yeah. And I've multiple times, because he see when they giving flowers out, they giving it to me.
Mm-hmm.
If it's if they your podcast is dope, man. I tell you, I give you a story. On the 4th of July, I go down to his mom's house. They having a cookout. We in the backyard, and she say, I come back. She say, there he is, LL. So I don't get it at first. Right. I'm like, hey, Miss Sue, how you doing? Yeah. Hey. And she like, LL.
Legacy Lounge.
Yeah. And he like, damn. You know how Speed is.
Yeah.
He like, damn, she ain't never even saying nothing to me about it. And how I do.
It was the right amount of delay on it.
Yeah, that's and we revisited the conversation, and he like, bro, that's crazy. Like, I'm like, do your mom know you involved? You're like, she got to, but so case in point, this is his mom,
right?
Giving me flowers. I'm coming to see him on a holiday in his backyard, and I know it can't be easy, but there's been times I feel uncomfortable. Like when people, praise the Legacy Lounge, and I'll be ready to peel back the curtain. Yeah. Bro was always no. Yeah. He was steadfast no, because it all makes sense. Yeah. And you stamping it, but his vision is all coming to fruition, and he know what he's talking about.
And the man in front got to be the man in front. So you can't be ashamed of it. You got to lean into it.
Yeah, I mean, that's,
because that's what he trusted you to do.
That's what he called me to do.
So so you got to lean into it. You can't be ashamed of nothing. You know what I mean? Because everything that you're doing, you earn the right to do it just by being yourself, by your conversation, by your presentation, by your passion, by your research, to be knowledgeable about things so you can have an intelligent conversation about it. Earning people's trust, that they feel comfortable sitting across from you, talking to you, on camera or off camera. You earned it. So you can't be ashamed of none of that. You got to lean into it and do just what you did. As the star, as the host, you gave your boy his flowers because you know how this all happened. So that's how he got to get shouted out. That's how he got to get his. And then, of course, when people come here and see what's going on, they can spread the word too.
Right.
You know what I mean? But, it's dope. Like, because like I said, it can't be easy, but it's working.
Yeah, it's I love it. It's a passion. I really enjoy it. I think we're in a good groove of juggling work life, father life, being a husband, and because we put in work down here, man. And well, I mean, we got heat, and we got heat. We by the time this aired, your brother would have aired, but that was one of my favorite episodes, and I ain't even scratched the surface yet. Yeah. So we definitely been working, and I appreciate you. I appreciate you coming back. Again, we're going back to timing. We tried a couple months ago. Mm-hmm. Something happened. You had to go somewhere. I think it was Mitzi's father died. Yeah. And you had to go to the service. And then Speed might not have been available. I might not have been available. It's perfect time now. Yeah. We took the month off. We recharged, and when we jump back into it, it's only fitting that is you.
Listen, I'm always down, man. I can't wait till we can on one of these platforms do like a round table, and have a big conversation, and so we can see where everybody is at.
Are we gonna do it here?
Different perspectives, and I think that's gonna be dope.
I mean, to be honest, bro, and this is even Jaw was like, yo, like, you need to have my dad on there. Eventually, I want to get into reoccurring people, and I can talk to you about so many different things. Yeah, and the genuine chemistry that we have. I would be remiss not to bring you on again and scratch the surface of different topics.
Yeah, I'm always down to come back, because there's a lot of like we said earlier. So it's always a lot of meat left on the bone. But that's the upside of, for one, I've been graced with 52 years. I've encountered a lot of people. You've encountered a lot of people. We know a lot. We got a lot of shared history, even from different perspectives. So that's the upside of being around so long, is we got a lot of stories. Mm-hmm. We got a lot of stories. Like when I was here before, we went from everything from Big Red football to Tigers to Wu-Tang Clan to ministry to everything. But Legacy Lounge is here to stay. We'll get to all that eventually.
Yeah, for sure, eventually, because, bro, you mentioned all that stuff, bro. We had 2 hours of stuff that really never even made it to light in this conversation right now.
Yeah.
3 months ago, the 2 hours that we didn't even go there today.
It's gonna be like that again.
Yeah,
it's gonna be like that again, and I'm just excited to see. Like, I want to see the Janice episode. You know what I mean? All, like, and like it's dope that there's so many flavors, daubs that you had in here.
Man, yeah.
You know what I mean? It's a lot of contrast, but it's good content, and it's dope that you can sit in that chair and still be you, and it don't matter who's sitting in this chair. That's a skill.
I appreciate it.
That's a skill, and it's like, because every time I watch, you see Jay. You know what I mean? Like, and that's a skill to be able to maintain a conversation with anybody that's sitting across from you and still like stay true to yourself. That's a skill, and that's what Speed's seen. That's what everybody can see when they encounter you. That's why people like. I seen one time when you made a post about the Heritage Fest and Lil Scrap.
Mm-hmm.
He was like, we just waiting on you, bro. You lead, we'll follow. That's where that energy comes from.
Scrap called me the voice. I never forget. He was the first person. He said, "Bro, you the voice." And I'm Scrap like a little bro. Actually, he is my little bro. Me and Scrap, that's my guy. And when he said it, I'm like, you know, like damn. And that when you talk about that comment, Scrap went and hollered at his guys and bought me all kind of money so we can buy book bags and school supplies for the kids at the festival that year. Like, bro, you say the word, I hit him up like, you know what I mean? Hey, bro, I need you. He was there, rounded it up, and you know what I mean, put it in my hand without, you know, ain't asking for receipts or nothing like that.
You earn respect and trust by just being authentic. You can't replace that. You can't fake it. You can't replace it. And when you see it, and when you recognize it, and you respect it, you drawn to it. You know what I mean? Like, that's when I talked to you. Might have been a month ago. I was on lunch break. You had an issue, and I'm like, I'm telling you, and I'm like, because to me, like, if somebody asks me, you my boy. To me, you know what I mean? I don't like. That's what it is to me. You know what I mean? So I'm saying that to say, it ain't no surprise to me that people drawn to you. I am. You know what I mean? Like, so you earned it. Lean into it.
I think I talked to Janice about it, and I've been open about it. It's uncomfortable for me to receive compliments, and as I get older, I realize it's more uncomfortable for people to receive them than not uncomfortable. Like,
because we come from a low self-esteem culture.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? That's why, and people don't understand that, because when you think about black people, we flamboyant, loud, braggadocious, but that's our defense mechanism, because we come from low self-esteem culture. We come from keep a low profile. Like, you don't want to draw too much attention to yourself. You don't like, you showing out, you putting on, you not like, so it's hard to take a compliment. I know exactly what you're talking about. I'm like, it's like, you know, you feel awkward.
Yes.
Like, even like I don't know what to say.
What do I say? What do I do with my hands?
Like, I feel like you embarrassing me. Like, you know what I mean? But the best way for me to be able to accept it is to know that it's not actually me. To know that God is in control, and everything that I'm doing that's positive is because I'm allowing Him to do it through me. So then it allows me to accept the compliments on His behalf, because I'm one of His representatives here in the earth. So that helps me with that, because I know exactly what you're talking about.
I appreciate that perspective. I do, because I'm a social guy. Really, I am, because I have to be, but really I'm to myself. I don't come out the side. I don't come out the house. I don't kick it or nothing like that.
Yeah.
I talk to people because that's what people expect from me. But really, in reality, I like to be left alone. And that's not the reality when you're the host of a podcast that's taking off. And I'm adjusting to. I've had people pull up to me at the stoplight, like Legacy Lounge. If you go out of your way to acknowledge me and acknowledge the podcast, that means that it was impactful.
Yeah.
And because you don't have to do that. And anytime somebody do that from the bottom of my heart, representing myself and the Legacy Lounge, I truly appreciate it. I really, really appreciate your words, bro.
See how he did that again.
See, I
see
mean,
how he did that again?
I'm learning to accept.
See how he did that?
I'm learning to accept compliments
From the bottom of my heart. I'm committed. You're not getting no tears out of me, bro.
I ain't even drinking either. I'm an emotional drunk. I'm not even drinking.
You go
yeah.
I mean, we be sitting here chopping it up, laughing, and all of nowhere is all my life I had to fight.
Don't do that while I'm drinking, bro. Don't because I did. Because I did have to fight all my life.
So there.
Oh, Sophia home now. There's going to be a lot of changes around here.
Support Legacy Lounge. Get an NAACP membership. Pick up Monarch Magazine. Come to Mount Zion if you don't got a church home.
Yeah, go to Mount Zion for sure. Listen to Elder Jett preach and listen to him sing. And it's a good vibe. It's very welcoming. Yeah. And I'll be back.
It's getting better. It's getting better, man. Yeah.
And yeah, this time, man, we did it, but this ain't it.
No, this ain't it.
Yeah, because bro, there's like there's a public outcry for Elder Jett for sure.
Yeah, well, I don't think we got that. I don't think we laughed enough. So we definitely got it.
It got to be yeah. Because that's what they say.
We start getting into them serious topics. It's hard to cut across the field into some.
It's hard to get back into
some belly laughing.
Yeah, it's hard to get back into it. It's crazy. You was talking about something. You was talking about something serious. You was going on a list of things that we had covered, and while you were talking, I thought about you being the stink meme. And I laughed while you were saying something serious. The camera picked it up. You probably caught it. In my head, I was like, "Damn!" I just thought about you being on Facebook.
That's why I'm not going. I'm not like. That's why as soon as he go in there, I'm coming out of there because y'all not gonna do me like that. Like have me like ugly face crying like man. And then,
bro, we would have edited that out, bro. We wouldn't have put you on there like that,
bro. Somehow, some way, somebody.
I don't know. The views would have been crazy.
Somebody would have got a hold of the leaked footage. And can you imagine if Arabia got a hold of that?
No, she was the first person I thought of. She was literally the first person I thought of. Like, Dad, look at my daddy.
and then Tashar's voice, come on, like, oh boy, like you're like.
It's crazy, bro. I gotta check my outfits with my kids, like before I go do a podcast, like, oh, rate the drip because I don't.
Well, yeah, you got a standard that you know what I mean. You got a standard because you puts it on.
Yeah, I try my best.
Yeah, you puts it on. So you got a standard.
Because all I wear is dress clothes and sweats.
At work?
Yeah, dress clothes at work, and then I come home and put on gym shorts or sweats. I don't go nowhere. But my kids, my kids know what's in. They know what's, you know what I mean? So they friends be on the podcast too.
Don't pick I don't know. I'm not going to give you any fashion advice. The only thing I could tell you is don't pick the watch that's given Planet Fitness.
But I want a membership though.
That's
but what if I want to give Planet Fitness? Then
I know where I can send you right there. Like don't worry about that.
Don't believe me, just watch.
Yeah, don't worry about that. If you want to give Planet Fitness, holler at your boy. I know exactly where to send you to grab to cop that watch. And you will be a Diamond Platinum Plus member of Planet Fitness.
You still got the watch?
I never bought it. I didn't buy the watch.
Oh, you was like.
Yeah, I was showing them different watches that I was thinking about getting, and when I showed them now, they was like, I showed them this one, they was like, yeah, that I like that, and a couple other, they was like, okay. I'm like, yeah, and I'm thinking about doing. They was like, And I mean, it was like it was like an onslaught because it was like we in a family chat, we in a group, we in a family text. So everybody was going in, like it was just like back to back to back, and it was like.
But who would start with?
Arabia.
Of course.
She said, I ain't gonna lie, Dad, let's give a planet.
Yeah, I like to laugh, bro. I like funny people, and I never. She gets angry when I call her Arabia. She likes to go by.
I don't even want to go.
She likes to go by Ray.
I don't even want to go
So
into that.
yeah,
My poor babies. They caught me in my They caught me. They was born in my Wu-Tang God body days, and they got branded. They got branded with the era.
she said her and Queen got a raw deal. That's what Ray said. She said it, bro, and she's mentioned it a bunch of times, so I can tell she ain't feeling it. I don't get her. I like the name.
Listen, and Arabia is just it's not a bad name. It's a little cultural, but my poor Shaquina. If you like it's like a meme. Like,
so that was you.
It's like, huh?
You named
it?
him?
Was both of us. It
Okay.
was both of us. But I had a heavy influence on it, and at the time, I thought it was so dope. And like the people that was around, like the Ghost, RZA, Wise, oh, that's dope. Like it had a little meaning behind it. But hindsight being 2020, when you going through job applications,
bro,
you trying to narrow it down, yeah, you probably gonna pass on Shaquina.
Bro, Jay said in order to survive, you gotta learn to live with regrets, man.
That's one. But Queen Bean, we miss Queen Bean. But she gave me hell about giving her that name.
What was Daddy? What was you thinking? Why me? Y'all should have spent that already.
Hey, man, Ray just said that. She said, yeah, everybody else's was cool. She said her and Queen got a raw deal.
What's crazy is Shaquina fought hard in her teenage years to be called Shaquina because she didn't want to be called Booters no more.
Okay.
Her nickname was Booters. And then she was like, she started getting older and she's like,
Daddy, like, do not call me Booters, okay? Call me by my...
So then we got used to that, and then she was like, okay, here it is. Just call me Bean. Like, I'm just Bean. Don't call me Queen. Like, just Bean. So
She laughed a little at the end.
yeah.
Yeah, we gonna do it again. I appreciate you. Coming on. Looking forward to working with you, bro. I'm looking forward to all of that.
Appreciate y'all having me, man. This is Legacy Lounge is dope. And it's a pleasure, man. I'm just glad to be able to add on to it, be part of it, help push it, and we all gotta come together and we gotta make all of our stuff big. We gotta be proud of our stuff, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Like, for real, we gotta be proud of our stuff. This is dope. It needs to be treated like it's dope, and it needs to be pushed. So I'm gonna do my part.
Thank you. I appreciate it, and this is just the beginning, bro. We locked in, so we're gonna be all type of different ventures going on, as we progress. Yeah, man, this is for fire episode. I could go ahead and admit it. Look, I'm already taking a look. It was fire episode. Yeah, they go.
And the last time I was here, you was doing the clap, and y'all done outgrew that.
We got into arguments about the clap.
What happened?
We bought a thing, an action thing.
I see, cause look, I ain't seen the top of his head all day. He broke it, like,
yeah, he broke it. So, but no, man, yeah, we back. We never left, but took a little bit of time to get things together. Reconnect with the family, recharge.
Yeah, you got to recharge.
It's 100% necessary, and we're not stopping.
No.
We're gonna put the work in, and
I see it, man. Too. I'm waiting on the release of I'm waiting on the release of the T-shirts because I want a Legacy Lounge T-shirt. I seen y'all, especially Speed and his family. That was dope.
That was real dope.
Yeah. And Bleeze had one on for
he was in. Yeah,
I seen him by himself.
He was in Florida.
Yeah, but
and I wore mine on the plane.
It's a dude at my job looked like Bleeze, bro.
Yeah. What's his name?
Oh, his name is Will Hall.
White guy?
Yes.
Let's say Bleeze look like Stabler.
No, Bleeze look like Will Hall. I sent Raina down the street to look at him I'm like, Raina, like, Will got his
What
hat.
she said?
I'll show you. Will got his hat and stuff off. Going out, and I was like, he looked like Blair. She like, Will? I'm like, yeah. She went down there. I was like, go take a walk. She was like, I can't see him from here. I was like, walk down there. It's worth it. She walked down there. She hit me on. We got an app called Slack. She was like, he did.
And you I go to you for the comparisons, man. Because remember I was about Lamar?
Yeah.
Woo. Yeah.
And what about Buddy? Uncle Lou.
Uncle from Lou. Kroger's.
At Kroger.
Yeah, I don't know him.
Oh man. I don't know if he's still working at Kroger or not. I seen him somewhere.
Yeah, you told me. But then remember Ronnie? From I said, bro, we remind you of. No, man, is this the Legacy Lounge, man? We out. Appreciate y'all rocking with us. Remember, like, love, follow, subscribe, share. Like Elder said, man, show us love. At the end of the day, it's for y'all. It's for the community. We trying to give y'all a voice, but we need y'all. So keep rocking with us. We'll keep rocking with y'all. Legacy Lounge.